Jesse Marsch watch as Leeds boss suffers defeat on Premier League debut. Jesse Marsch took charge of his first Premier League game on Saturday but was unable to end Leeds United's run of defeats. The American replaced Marcelo Bielsa at Elland Road, with the Argentine losing his job after a fourth straight Premier League defeat last weekend, and the former RB Leipzig boss arrived with his team facing a fight to avoid the drop. Marsch's first 45 minutes at the helm brought some improvement after Leeds' recent defensive woes, with the new man overseeing a goalless first half. However, as the game opened up, it looked like a matter of time before someone found a breakthrough, and Harvey Barnes was the man to do it, scoring what proved to be the only goal of the game in a 1-0 Leicester victory. Will Leeds stay up under Jesse Marsch? Have your say in the comments section. If nothing else, the first half acted as a demonstration of the narrow margins at play for teams who, like Bielsa's Leeds, often play on the edge. Had Leicester's best chance fallen to one of their forwards rather than to Daniel Amartey, then Leeds might have been behind at the break. Had Rodrigo put a little less juice on his pass to Jack Harrison, they might have been ahead. Leeds fans will surely point to some moments where a slice of poor fortune left them in a hole from which they couldn't clamber back to the surface, so they might point to positives when recognizing neither extreme came into play in the first period. While there was still some residue from late-era Bielsa, both in the personnel and the setup, there were still areas where you could see the imprint of the new boss. Marsch has traditionally set up his teams differently from his predecessor, preferring zonal marking to Bielsa's man-to-man approach, though he recognized the concern around making drastic tweaks to a system which had served the squad well until recent weeks. Marcelo changed the mentality of the club and the team, helped create a successful winning mentality here, and I want to understanding the things he did well and how to stay true to some of those things, he said before the game. But I also know I don't have to be Marcelo Bielsa. It's more important for me to be me and provide what this team needs in order to continue to get better and grow. The fitness levels developed under Bielsa were at play shortly before the opening goal as Leeds raced back in numbers to snuff out a dangerous-looking Leicester counter, but the high pressure of the Argentines' man-to-man setup wasn't put to the test as much. More promising, though, will be the response to falling behind. Leeds capitulated against Spurs after Matt Doherty's opener last weekend, but there was a recognition that getting bodies back and avoiding a second was more crucial than getting back on terms immediately. While a defeat is still a defeat, especially at this stage in the season, an improvement on the recent hemorrhaging of goals. There's also the issue of Patrick Bamford. The striker has been unavailable since December and wasn't used by the manager despite being named on the bench. Not that the substitutions he did make were successful. Adam Forshaw was restricted by an almost instant yellow card, Joe Gelhardt threatened only fleetingly, and Tyler Roberts suffered a concerning injury just minutes after leaving the bench. Marsch's problem is that he may need to be lucky as well as good. Leeds' best chances either missed a target or found Kasper Schmeichel in the way, while a hopeful penalty appeal was turned away. This was the kind of performance that could well bring a recovery, but isn't going to be good enough with two-thirds of the season already gone. And back-to-back games against Aston Villa and Norwich City in the next few days will be the real test.